We're just going to keep on saying it. Evidence is no replacement, no substitute for critical thinking. That's not to say that evidence is not critical, but it's not a total replacement for critical thinking. Here we are, November 12th, 2025, and we're being told that the truth about chemtrails is finally coming out there. So think about this for a second, okay? First off, these are flight patterns which were recorded. I guess there's just no way to turn off the flight tracking system. That's interesting. So these flights are going to go out of their way to drop things in the air which kill people in mass, which are going to poison people and kill people by the hundreds of thousands or the millions over time, which would be one of the worst. It's basically like gassing people like the Holocaust. But there's just what? There's no way to turn off the tracking system. A crime of this magnitude, there's no way to turn off the tracking system. Also, these recordings of these flight patterns are meant to suggest that somehow, okay, as you can see, they are going back and forth to color in a whole area, basically showing that they want to cover, an entire area of space. But remember, the wind is blowing. By the time the plane gets all the way from the far west to the far east point, the air has already moved a whole, to the side. It would be one thing if the plane was actually, dropping stuff onto the ground, but chemtrails, the point is that it's making the air toxic. Not to mention, what's the elevation of the plane? There's winds, there's wind currents. This stuff is going all over the place. That would mean that it would actually need to either fly in the very same spot, or it would have to be far more erratic if they wanted to do some type of consistent coverage at that type of elevation. None of this makes any sense at all. This is data which is being put out there. The evidence is being put out there so people believe it. It's exactly what's going on here. The evidence is in some ways is the enemy, and it is part of the deception because people are not using their critical thinking skills. Anyways, evidence and evidence alone is no substitute for critical thinking. Even if there was chemtrails, and I don't believe there are, but even if there was, they would turn the recorder off and they would actually have to use different flight patterns. So it is what it is. Sorry, you've been lied to by social media again.